My football journey so far has been pretty interesting. I started playing when I was very young, sort of 4 and 5, and grew up in New Zealand and played club and played at school. Was lucky enough to represent New Zealand at various age group levels, under 17s and under 20s, and also in the national team debuting at 17. And then shortly after that I went over to the US to the University of Michigan, where I completed 4 seasons there during COVID, so definitely an interesting time. And then shortly after graduating, I went over to Australia, signed for Perth Glory, played half a season there, and then did my first full professional season for Adelaide United. So that was great to sort of get that experience of full-time football, and now have made the move over here to England and to Durham, and that's sort of where my journey has taken me so far. I'm an Arsenal supporter, mostly because my brother's an Arsenal supporter, and when I grew up it was sort of what he said goes and always sort of following in his footsteps. So I've sort of held that, and now that I'm back in England, I think I'll probably follow a bit more closely and be a bit more of a loyal supporter than I have been in the past. That's a really good question. I think I'd have to say David Beckham, which is such a cliche answer, but I think positionally he's similar to myself, and just his ability on the ball, and also just having watched a bit of him both on the field and off the field, and just seeing how much time he dedicated to, you know, his craft, I think is something that I sort of aspire to as well, and putting in the work behind the scenes to then allow you to achieve things on the field. I'm probably going to have to go Jade Rivera. She was my teammate at the University of Michigan, and she's now a Man United fullback and member of the Canadian women's team. And I think I've been lucky enough to play with a lot of good players, but I think seeing the work that she put in behind the scenes and what she's achieved as a result of that is really inspiring, and as a friend it's so cool to see that. So I think, yeah, I probably have to go with Jade. I think there's quite a few. I mean, in my time at the University of Michigan, played against Alessia Russo when she was at North Carolina. At under 17s and under 20 World Cups, I've played against some of the top sort of US players, Mallory Pugh and players like that. So I think I probably wouldn't be able to put it down to just one, but I think having been able to play against, you know, players who sit in, you know, the top flight of football in the world has been a great experience. As a forward, I'm selfishly going to say one of the goals I've scored. I scored a goal against the Netherlands in the Under-20 Women's World Cup, and I think not just for what it brought me as an individual, but I think just the team reaction, and you can sort of see it, and I sort of reminisce on that so fondly because I was such good friends with so many girls on the team, and I think not just, like I say, scoring a goal, but I think what it did for the team and sort of the joy that it brings me even now, you know, thinking back to that, just I think it was a proud moment for me and also my family. Ooh, I do. I have a bad habit of rewatching shows that I've already seen sort of multiple times. So I'm sort of rewatching Suits right now, the lawyer show. I'm a bit of like a true crime junkie, so anything that sort of fits in that realm probably I've watched or will be rewatching. Ooh, usually in the past I've tended to lean towards a rap of some description because I have zero singing ability, so rapping is sort of closer to talking than singing, and I feel like if you just put in a good shift and put some effort in, then it usually gets the tick of approval. I would say decisive, exciting and clinical.